I was looking through one of our most recent box sets that we've put out here, the 7 Financial Blind Spots. There's a quote in it I feel that goes along with what you're talking about in referencing total life planning, specifically a retirement plan. Stephen Covey, many people seem to think that success in one area can compensate for failure in other areas, but can it really? He goes on to say true effectiveness requires balance. And balance, I think, is what you were just talking about there.
We always say proper balance is the key in the financial world. So nothing wrong with having most of your money in the market inside the 401k when you're young, because the objective there is to put as much money away as you can and have the biggest return possible that you can get, taking the least amount of risk. A lot of times we've heard this old saying, the more risk you take, the more return you're going to get.
Right.
That doesn't work a lot of times. Sometimes the more risk you take, the worse you're going to be when the market goes the wrong way. Yeah. And we haven't seen the wrong way in a while.
We haven't.
People are getting
spoiled. It's been a while, thank goodness.
But thank goodness, but be careful.
But sure.
I mean, you could be speeding down the highway right now at 85 miles an hour in a 65 mile an hour zone. You haven't been pulled over yet, have you?
No, but it's going to happen.
There might be the next intersection. Somebody might be hiding under the overpass, that kind of thing. With a radar gun.
It brings up the thought that the main reason that we love that 401k is obviously the employer match. And I know sometimes,
yes.
Obviously, depending on the match, depending on a lot of situations. Now, there are things called orphan 401ks out there as well, and I think this is something that we need to bring up because just because it's a 401k doesn't necessarily make it a great product for you, is what we're saying right here. The match is kind of the big deal most of the time, and so if you're not getting that anymore, there are better options. Aren't there?
If you've put money in a 401k, maybe you're at an old company, you put money in the 401k, and your employer give you a match.
Yeah.
And there's some fine print and some strings attached to that match. It's called a vesting schedule. So as long as you've worked at the company a certain number of years, or you've kept that 401k a certain number of years, the money that the employer put in becomes yours. Okay. But it's not all yours right away many times. It has to vest, and that means the employer maintains control of the money. So if you leave too soon, they can keep a lot of that money. We call those golden handcuffs in a way, because you don't want to leave. Right. But let's say you did leave and you just left that 401k behind, and now it's 10 years later.
Sure.
And you may have forgot about. We have a lot of folks we talk to who forgot about some of the plans they have. It's a good news.
You've had to find it for them.
Found money, right? And so splintered, we call it too. They have a bunch of different 401ks. A bunch of balances, but they're all over the place, and so you really don't know what you have. So what I recommend is to roll those orphan 401ks into your very own individual IRA. And you can roll them in tax-free because it's a tax-free process. And then I call it a super IRA, because now you have all your money in one place, and you have a whole lot more choices than you had in the 401k. 401ks have limited number of choices inside the administration. Inside the money world, if you have your own individual IRA, now you've opened up your money to 5,000 different choices. And you can even have lifetime income plans built into your IRA that they did not offer in your 401k.
Want to hear more? Head on over to financialsafari.tv or follow the Financial Safari on your favorite podcast app for new shows every week.